So On has engineered and manufactured a Roger Federer self-designed signature shoe, the Roger Pro, but it isn't for sale. So why? And the more important question is, do you really even want to buy it? Let's get into it. So the first reason the Roger Pros aren't for sale is, well, they're designed for Roger's foot, not the general public. And as you can probably tell, these shoes aren't all that flashy, just like Roger's previous shoes if you look under the hood. Because historically, Federer has played with really stripped down shoes going all the way back to his days with the Air Oscillates, then going up into where he was wearing the really uber minimalist Vapors, up till now, right before he was with On, where he was using a very stripped down version of the Nike Vapor. And when I look at these particular Ons, the Roger Pro, they really remind me of a combination of the Head Speed Pro and the Nike Vapor 9, just made to Roger's foot. But since the Ons are actually manufactured to Roger's exact foot shape, to sell them to consumers, they would have to make the shoe into one that fits the more generic or average foot type, and to do that, it would cost even more money in manufacturing and engineering, money that On isn't really sure that they're gonna earn back. And because the Roger Pros are a minimalist, stripped-down design, they're going to be great for initial performance. They're probably going to be very light on the feet. They're going to give you really nimble movement. They're not going to last very long. Now, that's okay for someone like Federer, who just has new shoes at his disposal. As soon as one starts to lose a little elasticity or bounce, he can just pick a new one up. However, for the consuming public at large, people aren't going to like a shoe that's going to wear out really fast when they're going to be expecting a shoe to last them at least 4 months. So if On really wants to make these shoes, they're probably going to have to engineer them to last a little bit longer, therefore strip down a little bit of their playability characteristics. And if they're not going to make a whole tennis lineup of shoes, is it really worth it to release just one shoe that might not get that great of reviews from the public at large? And the second reason why the Roger Pros aren't for sale right now is because one of On's signature technologies, the Cloud Tech, is nowhere to be found in the shoe. These Cloud Tech pods on the On running shoe lines are conspicuously absent from the Roger Pros. And although these Cloud Tech pods are outstanding for running shoes and they do offer a lot of energy return, they really have no place on a tennis shoe. They really can't keep up with the side-to-side demands of tennis. And On has done a really good job of keeping all of their shoes uniform with their technology. All of them feature the Speedboard and Cloud Tech. Even the Roger designed lifestyle shoes, you can see here on the center court, these do have cloud pods in them. So On is really good at streamlining their shoes and making every shoe look uniform. And the Roger Pros just kind of stick out like a sore thumb because they don't feature On's most visible technology that really makes the shoes stand out from others. And moving on to the third reason, which may be the most important of all the ones we talk about today, is that Roger isn't all that visible right now. He came back for one tournament in which he wore the shoes, and then he went back off the tour to train again. Now, On is going to have a really hard time marketing these shoes and having an effective first sale of them if there's no eyeballs on them, if there's no elite professional playing in them. It would be really hard to market them without all that free media they get just from Roger playing with them in the tournaments. So if Roger does come back to the tour full time and is getting deep into tournaments, you're probably going to see a lot more curiosity about the shoe, and On will be a lot more likely to actually release it to the general public. But sometimes, especially in the world of sports, these limited edition or almost urban legend shoes really can bring a lot of attention to a company. Now, On is a relatively small company, and all these people that are wondering what shoe is Roger wearing, what shoe is Roger wearing, are going to start going to the On website and perusing around. They might just see something else they like the Roger Center Court, or one of On's many running shoes. So this also might be a pretty nifty marketing technique for them to sell more running shoes to people. And the fourth reason, which kind of ties into the last one, is that On is a running shoe company. They market and they make all their technology for runners, and they've carved out a niche in the running shoe community, and it took them a while to do it because they are a smaller company. And so when you do all this marketing and all this market research into a running consumer, it's kind of hard to shift right into a tennis consumer. They're two kind of different people, and they look at shoes a little bit differently. And so like I said before, they might be using the Roger Pros as well as the Roger Center Court and Advantages to get people into their ecosystem of running shoes, because most tennis players are going to need a training shoe for running as well if they're doing any sort of conditioning off the court. And if they're going to use a shoe, they might as well use the one Roger's using. So let me know in the comments, would you buy the Roger Pros? The results were decidedly mixed on the Roger Center Court and Advantages, so I'd love to know if you would be interested in buying his performance models. And if you want to see the review and teardown of the Center Courts, make sure you click into the video up above and subscribe down below. I'll see you in the next video.